So I take a little break, moving into the new house, and the ATF does something stupid. Imagine that. Welcome back to the channel, Wolverines. It's been a while since I said that. I've been in Delaware at the villa, setting everything up, and I got the studio up and running. John Crump Live is running. Check that out, definitely. But I have to make this video because I covered this topic a while ago, and it is back. But before we get started, remember, we are sponsored by JSD Supply. JSD Supply makes everything that you need for your gun building needs, from slides, and they sell P80 kits, and they also have their MUP1, which is a SIG P320 kit, which is awesome. They are the kings of the 80s, and Jordan Vinrow is a saint. Saint Vinrow owns the company. If you can do me a big favor, like, comment, and subscribe. I want to know what you think about this story, and you can let me know down below. Check out everything in the description and all that good stuff. Alright, now let's jump into today's story, and it has to deal with diversified machines. If you don't remember, I did a story a long time ago at the beginning of last year about diversified machines being raided and shut down by the ATF. The ATF raided diversified machines because they sold solvent traps, which the ATF said was suppressors. There's a lot of different things that can get the ATF to visit you for selling a solvent trap. If the end cap has a dimple on it, that gets you in trouble with the ATF. Also, a lot of people that were importing Chinese parts were getting raided by the ATF. So a diversified machine was shut down. And now letters have went out to their customer list. The ATF grabbed all the computers so they know exactly who bought from diversified machine and who didn't. The ATF is now sending letters out to everyone that purchased a solvent trap from diversified machines, saying that they have a suppressor and they need to turn it over or face criminal prosecution. This is the thing, right? A lot of people take solvent traps and they form one of them and create suppressors out of them. So how does the ATF know that the customer didn't do that? They could take the NFA list and cross-reference it to the diversified machines list, but they didn't do that. They just assumed that whoever bought these solvent traps turned them into suppressors. A lot of the people might not have even turned them into suppressors. They might be just sitting there as solvent traps. The reason why dimples are such a big deal is because the ATF says that shows the people where to drill out the caps to turn them into suppressors, which is kind of ridiculous, but we have seen this in other things where on lower receivers for AR-15s, they said a dimple where the third pin would be constitutes a machine gun because it shows where people can drill it out. So it's just ridiculous. The ATF does not like solvent traps. They've been looking to go after them. In fact, the rules that it looks like going to come down from the ATF that deals with 80% frames and receivers looks like it's going to also deal with solvent traps. What the ATF wants to do is make the tube itself the suppressor, so no matter if you cap it or whatever, it's going to be a suppressor. That doesn't mean you cannot make a solvent trap into a suppressor, but you will have to have a Form 1 before you buy that solvent trap to turn it into a suppressor. Basically, the moment that you think, hey, this tube can be a suppressor, it becomes a suppressor. How are they going to prove that? I don't know, because that's a lot of intent to prove, but the ATF is known for pushing the boundaries of what they can do. The ATF is trying to make de facto law by changing regulations or saying that they misunderstood a regulation that's been in effect since 1934, which is kind of what they did with bump stocks. They said, the bump stock should have always been illegal, but this law that's been on the books since 1934, we just misread it for nearly 100 years. And now we are reading it correctly. So that's what the ATF does. And it's really disturbing, and I don't know when Congress is going to reel them in, but they need to be reeled in. With Biden in office, I don't see that happening anytime soon because he's going to veto anything that has to do with the ATF. shrinking their power or whatnot. We need to have pro-gun legislators in Congress, in the Senate and the House. So we need to take back the Senate and House and put pro-gun people in there. Then we have to get rid of Biden. Biden is very anti-gun, so we have to get rid of him. We have to vote him out. We also have to protect the Supreme Court. It is a large task, but I think we are up to doing it. All right, well, that is it. I am here in the villa enjoying my New Year's. Happy New Year's to everyone out there. I hope you had a Merry Christmas. And hopefully next year will be better than the last couple years, because the last couple years have been absolute dog crap. All right, my name is John Crump. You can find me here on YouTube or at ammoland.com. Check out my Patreon. And with that, we are out of here. Wolverine's mother...